Hey, what's up guys, Tony here, and I want to talk about next-gen consoles. And I want to talk about next-gen consoles in that like tech spec way, or the Xbox versus PlayStation Battle Royale. I don't want to talk about that crap. What I want to talk about is the next-gen consoles, and what are you planning on doing with your current-gen consoles if you're going to be upgrading, be that the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, upgrading to the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4. What are your plans for your current gen console? And the reason why I ask that is because of the fact that if you guys have been around my channel for a while, you know that one thing that I've talked about several times now is whether or not I'm going to pick up a PlayStation 4 on release or not. And what I've said before is that my plan is to not pick one up until next year sometime, maybe March, April, maybe later on the year, like maybe this time next year. I don't really have a set timetable, but as the release date has slowly crept closer, and I start talking to the friends that I have played a lot of Battlefield or Call of Duty with, or any other of the games that I've played on PlayStation 3, when I talk to those guys and I hear that they're upgrading to the PlayStation 4, I've got that worm in my head. I'm thinking about the PlayStation 4 now, and I'm going, okay, yeah, I see myself upgrading soon, like within the next 2 weeks. So I've had this growing desire within myself to buy a PlayStation 4. And so for me, logistically, I can afford it, I can buy it right out, but the problem always for me is, and this was the problem that I had when I bought my PlayStation 3, is what the hell do I do with my PlayStation 2? It just sat there. Going from a PlayStation 3 back to a PlayStation 2, sure, yeah, it's nostalgic because you can play all those titles that you really enjoyed on the PlayStation 2, but graphically speaking, it's inferior. It just, beyond the nostalgia of it, it's not as enjoyable of an experience. You know, it's just like once you have a taste of something better, going back to what is not as good is a little hard. You really have to dedicate yourself to doing that. And I've done it before. Like I was playing on my PlayStation 2, and I was playing some Ace Combat after playing on the Xbox 360's Ace Combat 6, and I went back to Ace Combat 5, and I love that game. It's probably one of my favorite Ace Combat games ever. And I played it, and I was just kind of like, oh, man, it's 4:3 standard definition. Graphically speaking, it's not very exciting. The story itself carries through, so it's a great story. Graphically speaking, it's not really anything to write home about. On the PlayStation 2, it was pretty damn good, but when you're into the PlayStation 3 and beyond, you're just like, well, that's not, those are like Nintendo graphics by comparison. You're just like, it's not HD, it's not 69, it's just not there, you know, and you just don't play it. And you get to that point where, if you're like me, I boxed it up. I boxed my PlayStation 2 up, I boxed all the games up, and I put them in my closet, and I didn't touch them. I didn't do anything with them because I didn't need to, because I had a PlayStation 3, and I had these new generation games to play, and new things to occupy my time. So it just sat there, and eventually I decided to trade it in. I traded the PlayStation 2 in, and I picked up the Xbox. Was that? Yeah, I did. I know I did pick up the Xbox 360. So I couldn't have gone from Ace Combat 6 to Ace Combat 5, but sort of in retrospect, I guess I can analyze it that way. But the point is that I traded the game in to pick up a next-gen console, and now with this sort of growing desire within me to pick up a PlayStation 4, I'm sitting here going, what am I going to do with the PlayStation 3? Like I said, I can afford a PlayStation 4. I can just go buy one if I want. Thing is, though, is I'll have this piece of technology that I can't do anything with. So this is also why I'm conflicted. Okay, let me explain a little bit further. There's two reasons why. There are two reasons why I'm conflicted. One of the reasons why is because I can trade in the PlayStation 3 and get credit for it, store credit at GameStop, and I can put that towards the PlayStation 4. Now, PlayStation 4 is going to run about $400. You buy a game or two or whatever, you're looking at $500-$600 thereabouts. At least if you trade in a PlayStation 3 with games and all these other things that you're not going to play anymore because you're trading in the entire system, you can go ahead and get as much out of that system as possible. You might get a couple $100 at most if you're lucky, fingers crossed. More than likely, no. you get like maybe $150 or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what the trading value for a PlayStation 3 is in games and such, but you'll get some money out of it, so it'll take a hit out of the cost of the PlayStation 4. So from an economic standpoint, you know, and just I guess from a practicality sort of standpoint, it makes sense to trade in your old hardware for new hardware. I mean, I've done it before with digital cameras, and I've done it before obviously with consoles, with trading in my PlayStation 2 to pick up an Xbox 360 while I had it. And so now I'm in this situation where I'm not entirely sure what to do with the PlayStation 3. Now, the reasons why I'd want to keep the PlayStation 3 is because it's a Blu-ray player. But if I got a PS4 anyways, I'd have a Blu-ray player again. So it's not really, that's a sort of, they neutral each other out. They cancel each other out. The other factor is there are games that I absolutely fucking love on the PlayStation 3. And the Mass Effect series is one of them. But most recently, it's been The Last of Us. That is, and I've said this plenty of times now, that has been, for me, it's probably the best game that I've ever played for the PlayStation 3. And it's not even like, it is visually a stunning game. It's a beautiful game. The story is what gets me every damn time I play through that stinking game. So if I trade in the PlayStation 3, there's nothing. I can't play The Last of Us ever again unless I had another PlayStation 3, or if they do that online streaming thing that they're talking about that I've heard rumors about. So you can stream like a Netflix sort of thing. You can stream games from an application or something on the PlayStation 4. It would be nice if you could actually just download a game or install the game right to the hard drive, even though, you know, I guess you can't read PlayStation 3 discs, so that's really the big issue here. But that's where I'm at. I'm conflicted between trading in my old system to help pay for the new system, and then the subsequent or the games and the accessories that I have for the PlayStation 3 to help pay for the PlayStation 4 and the other things I'd like to pick up for the PlayStation 4. That's one thing. The other thing is, on the other side, there are games I love to play. I'd love to play them again. Like I said, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, and The Last of Us. Big time, man. Those are games I really, really love. I really do. So I'm at this point where I'm not entirely sure what to do. So that's why I'm asking you guys, what are you guys going to be doing with your current gen consoles if you're going to be upgrading? Are you trading it in, or are you going to keep it? Now, there are going to be some of you who have a sentimental value to your console. I don't really have that with the hardware. The sentimental value that I have and those feelings that I get are coming from the games themselves and not the platform that I'm playing on. So I'm okay giving up the hardware as long as I can play the game elsewhere. So like, say The Last of Us was available on PC, I'd buy it on PC. That way I'd always have a copy of it. I could play it whenever the hell I wanted to. And I could trade in the PlayStation 3 copy, and I could trade in the PlayStation 3 and sort of just be like, okay, well, I've got what I want, best of both worlds situation. But unfortunately, The Last of Us is a PlayStation exclusive. So that's the boat that I'm in. So anyways, I want to hear from you guys. Just let me know in the comment section. Are you guys looking to trade in your current gen console to help pay for your next gen console, or are you like me? Well, or are you gonna do the opposite, where you're gonna just keep it and just hold on to it for whatever reason? Or, you know, I guess the third option, are you like me? Are you also in this boat where, you know, economically it makes sense to trade it in, but you do have some games that you still you'll probably play a couple more times, and you already know that the PlayStation 4 is not backwards compatible, so you can't play those PlayStation 3 titles on the PlayStation 4. So, like I said, let me know in the comment section. I'm really interested to know what's going on with you guys out there, just to see how you guys are handling it, and maybe it'll help me make a better decision on how to approach this and like where to go, and so ultimately decide what the hell to do. Because I'll be honest, I want to pick up a PlayStation 4. Part of me just doesn't like the idea of having, quote, useless tech just sort of laying around. And then again, like I said, I know there's games that, like The Last of Us, that I really want to play again. So I don't want to beat this horse dead, because I kind of have already a little bit. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say in the comment section. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.
I'm ready. Friendly SATCOM active. Securing Bravo. Bravo secure. Guard dog ready. Enemy Oracle inbound. Friendly SATCOM active. Losing B. We lost Bravo. Guard dog KIA. Enemy Helo Scout inbound. Securing Bravo.